Questions Made Easy with Scott. Now we are going to use our handy dandy question solving template that I created. If you don't have it, get it out, pause the video, get it out right now. Let's use it, all right? So here we go. Step one, align, all right? So we want to read the last sentence of the question and align ourselves to say, what are they asking for, all right? So let's read it. To address this issue, which action should the project manager take? So that's not saying what we should have done in the past. That's saying in the future, let's go forward. What should we do now? All right, so that's good to know. Now, step two, we want to go back to the base of the question. It's a short one, but we read it. And we want to understand. We're reading it for context. What type of project? What are the keywords? Those kind of things, all right? So let's read it. A project manager realizes that sponsor expectations are not being met, specifically regarding project deliverables. Oh no. To address this issue, which action should the project manager take? Wow, it's short and sweet. Cool. So, sponsors' expectations are not being met. What kind of project do we have here? It says regarding the project deliverables. Well, the fact that we are talking about deliverables, big picture things, and that we're really worried about this, I would lean toward waterfall, because if it was in agile or hybrid, we could just change what's in the backlog and modify it. Next sprint, make them right, all right? But right now we have them defined in the baseline and it's right there. So waterfall neighborhood we're living in right now. Cool. I think we are into the project. We have a baseline established, because otherwise we would just change it and establish the baseline off what's going on. So we're at the end of planning, into executing, maybe in monitor controlling. We're in that meaty middle. All right, so that's cool. And keywords, stakeholder expectations not being met, sponsor expectations, that's what I'm talking about. What should we take? So those are the things. It is an issue, they said, so it has occurred, like it's obviously not there. All right, so let's go to step three and assert what we think the real problem is. Now, the real problem is, in my mind, that we've developed this project, we put a baseline down, and it doesn't directly match with what the sponsor wanted, and it doesn't sound like we've gotten their adherence to it in a way that we realize that they don't realize what they've actually gotten themselves into. We need to clear it up and make sure that there's clear alignment so we don't get bit later, all right? Saying, like, this is not what I wanted. I know I signed something. I know I have a thing going, but you're my steward. Like, why didn't you tell me? All right, so we don't want that. Now, okay, what will we do in real life? Ask yourself, pause the video, tell me what you do in real life. You have this issue, you realize it, oh no, pause, what do you do in real life? All right, so real life, we got to go out there and we got to get alignment with the stakeholder, with the sponsor. We've got to say, engage them, communicate with them, work through it, show them the information, talk it back and forth, negotiate, work that relationship, get it going. We got to do it. And we might want to set up a repeating kind of like how you doing kind of update so that they are aware of things going through. Because yeah, this is a one-time thing, but we want to have it multiple times so that we can sail smoothly through this game, right? So let's go to 4. Now that we know what the problem is and what we do, let's evaluate each answer by their lonesome. All right, so let's just go take A, just A. In order to address this issue where we know we don't have alignment with the stakeholders' expectation, what would we do? Would we, A, create a risk register? Would that help us solve this? Yes, no. Give me your answer. I either think it would or it wouldn't, and why. Pause it. You got to answer. Go. All right, so yeah, this is a risk, right? It seems like a risk. It is an issue defined above. It's not even a risk now. It is an issue. It's a problem. And so creating a risk register, while it probably should have been on there, but right now I don't think that answers the problem. Putting it on the issue log right is a good first step, but this says risk register. So I'm going to say no to deal with this issue and to work past it. No, this doesn't answer it, because it actually doesn't go forth and create that level of communication and get the channel going and work through it. No, doesn't do it. So no to A, all right? I'm saying absolutely no to A. All right, so bang, let's kill it. All right, so let's go to B. Create a stakeholder engagement plan. All right, so what purpose would that solve? Now, my assumption is maybe we're in planning still because we're doing this thing. Maybe we got some baselines established, we'll see. Having a stakeholder engagement plan, what's the purpose? It does get us direct communication and engagement, how we're going to work with interface with the stakeholder and what is the processes that we're going to follow so that we could solve an issue, not just now, but forever, right? And we can adjust based on their needs. So I think establishing that channel, establishing the back and forth and the rhythm to it seems like a pretty darn good idea. So it's either this or maybe some communication, but I want to hang on to this one. I like the reasoning. I want to hang on to B. But let's go to C. Develop a communication management plan. That's the other side of the coin. I like that too. We need to have a communication management plan, right? And is this a communication management issue? Yeah, I mean, we definitely don't think that they know about it. And how we communicate is important, so we're going to get it through. So I'm going to hang on to this. We got B and as C as people in the clubhouse. I like that. Now, let's go to D. Create a work breakdown structure, WBS. Do you like that or do you not like that? Tell me why. Pause it and tell me. Go do it. All right, so this doesn't really feel like how we would address it. This seems like maybe how we uncovered it. The issue, like, oh, goodness me, we got to the bottom. Look how the WBS breaks out with all the scope. Oh, this isn't exactly what the sponsor wanted. Oh, goodness me, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? All right, and so I don't think creating it would solve the issue. I think it would help us get clarity that we have an issue, and it might be a tool or that we use to kind of facilitate the conversation. But to solve the issue, rectify it, I'm not gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. We got to understand, does it solve the problem up above? No. So we've evaluated. Now we get to go to the fun world of make a decision, decide, B or C. Take your time, hit the button, pause. Why you like each one of them, and tell me the reasoning. Go. All right, so I have lamented over this just like you. Now, the engagement is how we bring them in, make sure we're eye to eye with them, we're doing what we want, and they're, in lockstep with what we're going forth in the project. Communication is just the channels, the tubes that go between us, choo, 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 choo. The things are shot out, emails, direct communication, meetings, etc. So as we're talking about alignment and expectations and understanding, I would want a little bit deeper than just choom, it's being shot out. I would want to understand how we're engaging with this sponsor and working through it. So while we do need both those things in a project, I personally would lean on B for the engagement part of it. All right. I think that would help rectify this issue and help us navigate smoothly through this. So that's my decision, agree or disagree, but let's see if it's right. Boom. PMI says yes. So this is how we're going to identify the strategies and actions that we're going to do to work with, communicate, like engage and work through, kind of like taffy. We're pulling it back and forth to make sure that we have a agreed upon alignment with the people that matter. All right. And we have them in the right positions that we need them. Okay. Mentally in support of the project. So that's what we're dealing with here. Their expectations are not in alignment with what we got now. We got to get through there, pull it out, figure it out, work through it. And that's all about engagement. So that's what we want to do here. Now, level 6, you might have missed it. Not a big deal. How do we figure out what we can squeeze out of this question? So maybe you don't know about when we develop these things, the plan, what the purpose is, or that there's the how-to manuals for how we're going to lead communication, how we're going to do engagement. Or maybe you need to realize, like, Scott, what is that risk register again? Why would that not be on the risk register? What's the difference between a risk and an issue? Tons of learning. Find your learning and dive into it. Keep good and strong. I'll be here to help you every step of the way.